And now I think we're going to see the real Hayley. I do think she has been trying to play nice. Now, Hayley, we finally get the revelation of how Hayley knows Randy. Hey, it's Tuesday, October 14th, here to talk about today's episode of Beyond the Gates. You know, if anybody's watched me over the past few weeks, the story keeping the show afloat amongst all the bad writing lately is the Dani, Bill, Hayley, Andre stuff, and today was no different. I enjoyed those four character scenes the most by far. We'll start with Hayley, who confronted Andre today. Hayley was in her projection bag today, trying to tell Andre that his wife can't seem to stay away from her husband and that Andre isn't keeping his wife happy. And Andre tries to call her out to say that she's the one obsessed. And during this conversation, Hayley realizes that both Bill and Dani use the same excuse about why they have to continue to see each other so much lately. That excuse being their grown-ass children, which Hayley was not wrong about here. Hayley keeps calling Andre naive for not knowing Dani, saying that Dani is the one always trying to win Bill back. Andre tries to tell Hayley that Bill is the one who's been sniffing around Dani lately and that Bill is the one that's always unfaithful. And Andre breaks the news to Hayley, letting her know where Bill actually was the other night when she went to Dani's looking pathetic, trying to find him. Andre told her that Bill was confronting him, trying to stake a claim on Dani the other night. So Hayley was trying to be delusional in this conversation. Andre was being snippy. I have been enjoying Andre lately these past few weeks. They've given Andre more of a backbone. You know, something a lot of the men on the show have needed over the months that I've been talking about. And it's been nice to see that Andre will stick up for himself and stick up for Dani in these conversations when he's been getting attacked from all angles lately, especially after the marriage to Dani. So it's nice to see Andre bite back. I enjoy that from Andre lately. Dani, meanwhile, goes to see Bill. Bill is working on the Leslie case where she wants to take down the house by the Duprees and build a new one. Dani is there because tomorrow in Showtime is Bill's Libra birthday. It's surprising that Bill is a Libra. Don't know if I buy that astrology. But she's there to give him an early birthday gift because she says she always liked being the first to give him a gift. And Dani in these scenes can also still read Bill and can read that he and Hayley had a fight. She is kind of giddy to learn that that fight was about her, so Dani wants to know all of the details. He's saying the fight was because he was upset to hear that Hayley went to Dani's house to cause a ruckus. And Dani says it was pretty embarrassing of Hayley and that she could have made things worse by telling Hayley about their kiss the other day. Bill asked if she has told Andre about their kiss, and she said no. So Bill called her out for already keeping secrets from her new husband. He opens his gift and learns that it was the original key to this law office that Dani helped find and got for him. She had the key gold plated, and this gift seemed pretty heartwarming to Bill because it led to them kissing once again. But this time Hayley got to see it through the window in the office. Hayley, of course, not happy. I'm glad that Hayley saw this, though, because I've been waiting to see Hayley unleashed. And I think we might finally be about to see that. After that kiss, Dani goes back to Andre to see what he's decided about their marriage, if he wants to stay married or not. Turns out Andre does want to stay married. After Dani leaves, Bill is remembering the time when Dani did in fact get those law offices for him. It seemed like another good memory. So we're getting, finally, after all these months, we're getting Bill's good memories of Dani. We had those with Dani at first when Bill was getting remarried. Now with Dani getting remarried, Bill is the one pining back to better days with Dani. I think this story was always going to come back around to this, with Bill now feeling some kind of way about Dani moving on and kind of losing interest in his trophy wife, as we discussed last week. Now, Hayley, we finally get the revelation of how Hayley knows Randy. Turns out they're cousins, and she goes to the casino. We'll get to the annoying casino scenes, but she gets to the casino to talk to him. He says he turned off all the cameras. She's very upset about Bill. Says it's time to take the legs out from under Bill. Clean, fast, done. So I don't know what plot Hayley has in mind. I don't know how Randy's going to help, but I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking for this version of Hayley since the show started. She's been way too meek as the homewrecker, and now I think we're going to see the real Hayley. I do think she has been trying to play nice housewife, even though she has a job too, but housewife to Bill. But her insecurities with the whole Dani situation are boiling over. And I will say, Hayley got a little hood in her last scene with Randy today. So I also think that is the real Hayley. So we'll see what Randy brings to the story. I would love for Randy and Hayley to work together to take down Bill and Joey, because Bill and Joey are still connected from taking out Kenny. And what better characters to take them down than Hayley and Randy? So I do hope the show does at least try to go there. We might as well move on to Vanessa and Joey. I've been having a lot of comments over the past few weeks here on these videos talking about the writing on the show and how disappointed people have become lately, how it's getting hard to watch, people taking breaks from watching. And I understand there's a lot of bad stories happening lately. The writing hasn't been strong lately. And unfortunately, today I could say we can add another story to the pile of bad stories lately, because this Vanessa and Joey shit, it's just, they're both so unlikable. Who wants to watch it? I feel like the show, by killing off Doug, kind of killed this story. Doug was actually the part of the story that made it more interesting. He's getting cheated on. He's involved with the gambling. He has this addiction to Joey. But he still was like a thorn in Joey's side. Now there's no obstacle in the way of Vanessa and Joey being together. And they're already such an unlikable pairing that without an obstacle, what even is the point of the story now? Today, Joey acting like he wants to end things with Vanessa, and Vanessa being so hurt about that because she is a trifling hoe. Vanessa thought at first that maybe he was over the thrill of them being together because she's no longer cheating on Doug, and it was just a thrill for him. Joey says it's Donnell's fault. Donnell has been talking to Joey lately. He offered Donnell a job that Donnell turned down. But, this was just a waste of time that, of course, led to Joey and Vanessa kissing again and Randy having to walk in on them, and Randy and Joey playing these mind games with each other where Randy has to keep his cool because, he was Doug's friend, and Joey's done some shit to Randy too. And Joey kind of doing what he does and I guess rubbing it in. Vanessa, this is the first time Vanessa's learning that Randy's just back and that he and Joey have worked things out. And to me, Vanessa just looks dumb. Time and time again, since Doug's death, Vanessa has just been dumb. She's a dumb character and she's an unlikable character. So this story, I didn't think that the two awful triangles on this show could have a story as bad as them. I'm talking about Ashley, Derek, Andre, or just Ashley and Derek in general, which has been the worst story since the beginning. And I'm talking about the terrible writing in the Tomas, Kat, Eva triangle, another triangle with no rootability factor. The same no rootability factor is why this Vanessa and Joey coupling is quickly becoming a contender for worst story on the show, on a show that unfortunately has had too much bad writing lately with these bad stories. Anyway, Vanessa wants Randy to keep it a secret from the twins about her affair with Joey, and she also swears that she really did love Doug. Like, we're supposed to believe that after she's already just throwing herself at Joey. Like, she has moved on from her husband's death so fast. Maybe this is because of her addiction. Like, I tried to explain it yesterday. That was me just trying to explain to myself why this story doesn't completely suck. But I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if they're going to dive into her sex addiction ever. But if not, then Vanessa's just an awful, dumb person. Anyway, that was kind of it. We had some Anita and Vernon today. I don't know about this stuff where Anita's having phone calls with the Vegas impersonator of her. It's probably supposed to be played for laughs in the future if she really did invite the Vegas impersonator to Thanksgiving. Whatever. They ended up having to leave the house because they can't have peace and quiet because of Leslie's construction across the street. So Vernon got them alone time at Orphe Jean's, getting the restaurant all to themselves for a bit, where Vernon met June for the first time, and June, of course, in June style, did mix up their order, so they had to switch plates, which was kind of funny. And then Martin and Smitty broke it to the twins, Samantha and Tyrell, that Martin is moving back in, so the kids are happy about that. But Martin and Smitty still want to keep Kenny's death a secret their involvement in Kenny's death a secret, Martin's involvement. And the fact that Martin still owes Joey a favor for something. So we'll see when that favor is owed to Joey. Smitty is working on becoming better with Samantha, getting to know June more. Tyrell still doesn't seem so happy about that. But I'm glad that Smitty and Martin are moving on to being happy again. I just hope it means that they can move on to another story, though. I'm ready to see some of these characters in new stories. Martin and Smitty need something new. Hopefully it's not just them waiting around for whatever Joey is going to have Martin owe him for. It was a good enough episode today. I mean, the Vanessa and Joey stuff, like I said, I'm really tired of it now. The story was killed when Doug was killed. But the Dani, Bill, Hayley, Andre, now Randy stuff, very good stuff. I have been enjoying that story over the past few weeks. It's keeping the show interesting enough for me. And with Randy's involvement with Hayley now, if they both can take down Bill and Joey, I'm all for it, actually.